It was burned out, then flooded out, but now the Zimmerman Library basement is back open again. We'll take you inside.
And not so extreme makeover can make a big difference in many people's lives. We'll show you how an Albuquerque church is doing just that next. Hoffmantown Church has a special event going on right now to help families out. Gerald and Curtis are here to talk about it. Curtis, let me start with you a little bit. What's Hoffmantown doing?
You know, it's really become a whole community thing. So we're taking 50 families in 5 days and trying to give them their sort of not so extreme home makeover.
What does that mean exactly, though?
It means everything from we're putting furniture in homes where people don't have furniture. We've got 1,000 pounds of ground beef that's going into the freezers of homes. We've got food that's going into homes, medical care, dental, whatever people need. We're trying to take a week and say, love works. Love does something. And so the communities come together for that purpose.
Gerald, tell me a little bit about what your part in this whole thing. Are you working on homes too, or exactly what are you doing?
Well, I pastor a church in what used to be known as the War Zone, Joshua's Vineyard, and we're kind of piggybacking off of what happened to my family when we had our home built by the extreme makeover people. And so it's kind of like something good happens to you, you want to pass it on. You want to do something good for somebody else. You want to, you know, reach out and do something that's going to make a difference in somebody's life, even if it's just a little thing. You know, because everybody has a lot of needs, and in my neighborhood, the needs are pretty plentiful, and Hoffmantown has partnered with us, and we're in there to just make a difference in people's lives.
Gerald, tell me what kind of things are you doing in people's homes, actually?
Well, for instance, there's one guy that lives about 4 houses away from me. He is pretty elderly and hurting really bad, pretty sick, and we're going in there and fixing his roof, putting new windows in, just doing everything that we can to make his last days more comfortable. Putting new windows, new doors, flooring. His plumbing doesn't work. We're fixing his plumbing, and we're going to send him away for a couple of days, put him up in a nice hotel, and then bring him back home and let him enjoy the rest of his life in his new home.
Beautiful thing you're doing that. Curtis, tell me what's going on. What are we seeing around the yard here going on?
Right now, we've been receiving donations, everything from material goods to anything that people feel like I've got extra of, and my extra could actually help bless somebody who has almost nothing. So many children aren't sleeping on beds. People are bringing beds out of their extra rooms. You know, sometimes we've got a spare room and somebody sleeps in it once a year, and they're saying, why do I have a bed in my house that someone sleeps in once a year when there's people down that don't sleep on a bed except for maybe once a year? And so it just makes sense to take from our extra, our abundance, and then give to people that don't have very much.
Curtis, how do people get involved? If I want to help out, or if I actually need help, what do I do? Tell me how I can do that.
Well, right now, we've got 51 families that have already been assigned. We've said 50 families in 5 days. So for this project, for the short term, we've got all the families that we're gonna support. We are still receiving donations Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for these families. Hopefully, this thing is something that continues. And what if 20, 30, 40 churches said, hey, we can all do just one home a month? What would that look like to a neighborhood if 30, 40, 50 churches said, let's just each help one family for that month and see what would happen?
Well, if you'd like to find out more, or if we need some help from that not-so-extreme makeover, that's their website there. Hoffmantown Church on Harper Drive is the central location for all of it. You can find a link to it on KASA.com under the 9 p.m. news tab.